Hey, my kings and queens, how we doing today, my loves? Today, for our love series, baby, we're going to talk about a love that actually takes action, all right? Don't just talk about it, be about it type love. The scripture we'll be reading today is going to be James 2 and 17. Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead, all right? That's exactly the same exact thing as far as love. Love by itself without any action is dead. All right. That's what God is trying to tell us. All right. And so I just want you to understand this, kings and queens. You can say, I love you all day, every day to whomever. But if a person is not moving in your behalf, kings and queens, they don't fool with you like that. All right. It's all talk. And so you see a lot of relationships where it's a lot of talking, but ain't nobody saying shit, ain't nobody doing shit, all right? It is not enough to just say I love you if your actions contradict all of your declarations of I love you, all right? Words are like seeds, all right? But action is like water. The sunlight in the soil without seeds will never grow. All right. I want you to understand that. So if you're sitting up here constantly hearing things, but not seeing anybody moving on your behalf, like for instance, you'll hear somebody say, hey, babe, don't worry about it. I'll pay that bill. And then you expect them to pay the bill, but when it's time to pay the bill, they ain't nowhere to be found. All right. In a relationship, that's a prime example of saying stuff but not doing what you say. All right. I want you to understand that true love will only manifest in what you do, not what you say. All right. I just want you to understand that if a person actually loves you, they demonstrate the love that they have for you. All right. Light bulb. I just want you to understand that. I was in relationships with a lot of different people, and they wasn't making moves for me. I was making moves for them, but they weren't making moves for me. And that was, again, I take full accountability for that. That's my fault. Apparently, somewhere in the confusion, they didn't feel, or I put them in a position that they didn't feel like they needed to move on my behalf. So they would do a lot of talking, I guess because they like to hear themselves talk, but there wasn't no movement behind what they were saying. So if they said, I love you, there wasn't love being shown. All right, kings and queens. The thing about it is, you will always understand if somebody actually loves you by the convenience of you, all right? Or the inconvenience. When somebody actually loves you, they conveniently will actually be there for you. But when it's inconvenient, if they don't love you, what happens is they actually disappear, all right? The thing about it is, when somebody is really going hard for you and they put an action behind it when the situation is very uncomfortable. For instance, if you're in a relationship with someone and the person's family disrespects you, if that person actually takes action and corrects the situation because they are not about to let nobody disrespect you, you know that somebody cares about you. All right. Or if you're in a bind in a situation in your relationship and you bring it to your partner and they're looking for a solution and you work together, and that's them putting action to help you find a solution for the bind. All right, kings and queens, it's very simple. If no one is moving on your behalf, they don't love you, not in real life. They're there for whatever the motive is for them to particularly be there. A lot of people will actually tell you all kind of good and nice things or whatever just so they can have a place to actually rest their head. For instance, you will hear a whole bunch of dudes tell women everything that they want to hear. It's called love bombing. But behind all of those words is, oh baby, I'ma help you with the house. I'ma help you pay the bills. You let me move in. You let me do this. You did be. And then once they move in, you realize that they're not doing what they said that they was originally gonna do. They legit just needed somewhere to stay. All right, kings and queens, that's exactly what that actually looked like. There was no love there. It was just convenience. There was ulterior motives behind it. Okay, no action at all. All right, what you'll recognize is the love will act without you even having to even ask. Real true love, they make moves for you, all right? You don't even have to really say anything. They might check in with you and be like, hey, babe, what you think about this? And they'll check in and see how you feel about something. But at the end of the day, they already making moves for you. All right. They want to make sure that you have comfortability. All right. They want to make sure that the relationship is not going to struggle on any aspect, whether it's the man or the woman. The woman makes sure that her man is going to be nice and comfortable and got everything he need, and the man is going to make sure that his woman is nice and comfortable and got everything she needs. All right. There's a reliability there. There is an integrity in motion there. There's consistency there. All right. You don't have to go and you don't have to ask your partner or make sure that they're going to really do it, and if just in case they don't do it, you prepare to do it. You don't have to worry about any of that type of stuff. Your real love will commit to making sure that they have action behind their words. Okay. They will prioritize everything that you guys need in a relationship. This is from both sides. It's reciprocated. This is a woman that's solid, and this is a man that's solid. You ain't got to worry about it. There's no questions there, all right? There's straight action, all right? We're not going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. If I said I'm going to be with you, I'm with you. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm with you, but then I'm going to be over here looking at somebody else, entertaining somebody else, or even opening up a door for somebody else. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put action into my current relationship with you and invest everything that I am in that relationship. All right. Whatever we need to make this thing work, this is what we are doing. All right, kings and queens, that's the way that actually looks. Action in your whole entire relationship. This is action in your provision, all right, and on your finances. This is action as far as protecting your partner. This is action in sacrificing things for your partner. Sorry. This is action in everything that you do when it comes, because you are telling your partner with the action, you are telling your partner that you have a high standard for your love, all right? And that you refuse to be insufficient in any parts of your relationship. Well, what we're seeing nowadays is we're seeing a whole bunch of people that actually will deal with you when you're given the bare minimum, if you're given anything at all. And see, this is something that we were programmed to actually deal with, because maybe we had a mom that was actually thirsty and just wanted a man around and didn't require him to actually be a man, but just lay up with her all day because she was codependent on having somebody around, or just a person that just, you know what I'm saying, didn't have high standards for her relationships. All right. So now you're the daughter, and now you sitting up here just accepting the same exact thing from a man, not requiring them to be a man, giving them money, actually catering to them when they're not even investing in you, etc., etc. That's where this stuff starts from. Okay. Because you've been programming your mind that that's the way that the relationship's supposed to work, and that is not actual. Everybody's supposed to be active in your relationship. You're supposed to be active in your relationship. Your man's supposed, or your woman is supposed to be active in your relationship. That's how you know when somebody actually loves you. They participate in everything that you guys have going on. They engage in anything that you guys need to talk about, and they move on your behalf because they think you are important, all right? That's what actually confirms it. When somebody does all this, they think that you are important to them, all right? You should want to be with someone that thinks you're important to them. I was with a whole bunch of people that made it clear that I wasn't important to them, all right? And so that's why I left. I recognized that I'm worth more than that, kings and queens, and so I ended up leaving the situation because I am important to myself. All right, kings and queens, I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.